Hello everyone, welcome to another video on the YouTube channel. Today we're gonna do something fun. We're doing a little bit of a writing challenge. I'm gonna give myself 30 minutes to write a short story using a prompt online. I found this random prompt generator website that apparently lets you write within it as well. I've barely looked at it, so I don't know exactly how it works. We're gonna give it a shot. I have not been writing very much recently in the past too long. I've been editing a good bit and I've written some. I'm writing, I've mentioned it before, but I'm writing this science fiction, fantasy, young adult. I don't know if I would say dystopian, but it's this interesting story with a friend of mine. So I've been working on that some, and I've been editing a story that I wrote in November, a middle grade fantasy story. So I've been doing some stuff, but I have not been writing as much as I would like. And I know I have things on the burner that I need to be working on that I'm just letting get cold. So I guess they're not really on the burner or the burner's turned off. Either way, metaphor aside, I'm going to try to do this in fantasy. So if the prompt is something really bizarre or not, I shouldn't say really bizarre, really normal that wouldn't fit very well into the fantasy space, I might adjust. I might shift and generate a new prompt. Initially, I was thinking, okay, we're just going to hit the button, and whatever it does, that's what we're going to do. And I'll try to do that. If it doesn't work within fantasy, something like a vehicle or there's an airplane or something, I could change it to a dragon, or I could change it to a wagon or something. I guess we'll see. We'll go with that. 30 minutes, probably around 1,000 words. I'm going to try to wrap it up. So I don't want to start. This isn't like first chapter. I want to try to have a beginning, middle, and end, and go with that. So we'll screen record. We'll speed it up a little bit. I'll probably pull in the green screen guy to do a little discussion, talking my way through. I'm back. Welcome back. It's good to be back. I would love to say that I'm currently floating in space right now, but I think the restrictions. Oh, no, look, that's exactly where we are. It's incredible how that happens, isn't it? It's really quite something. Before we get in too far, I'd like to cut in and say there's a podcast that has been started by me and a friend of mine and another friend of ours. And we have episodes out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podcast for Apple, however that one works, and YouTube as well. We talk about writing. We talk about reading. It's a fun little podcast. It's called The Right Word Podcast. You can find us on a couple socials as well. I'll put some links in the description, and I'll add a little bit of blurb here after this that I'm talking about. And we'll have a little sound clip of us talking, which will be nice. And then we'll get back to me berating and explaining the story. But The Right Word Podcast, check it out. It's got some good stuff, and we're going to keep making good stuff.
In writing, there is a difference between short and brief. It is possible to say the same thing in two different sentences, and one of them be short, punchy, and effective, and one of them be long-winded and have all these extra words and that you're taking really long, and ultimately, the reader's going to skip over that.
I think that's all there is for that. We'll get what we can get in 30 minutes. I'll edit it. Obviously, we'll edit the video and put that up, and then that'll be up on YouTube. But I will put up this on my website, so you can find that nnshepard.com under the short stories tab up at the top. It'll be, I think there's 3 on there right now, so it'll be the 4th one. But I'll have the name of it, and we'll go there. So let's click this button, generate new prompt. We've got our session length set to 30 minutes here. You can add this to different things. Hardcore mode, I don't know what hardcore mode means. I'm not going to click on that. So we're just going to say 30 minutes there. And we'll record for 30 minutes. Hopefully it doesn't stop recording and we get the whole thing. And yeah, let's click on generate new prompt, see if we can work with it. Enjoyed 10 years of being totally irresponsible. All right, yeah, I think I can do something with that. Okay, so I think my 30 minutes has started. Enjoyed 10 years of being totally irresponsible. Let's see what we do. Okay. Okay, so here I am. That did not work. I might have to restart the whole video. Apparently this thing resets itself. So this is a second take at this. The first website did not work. As soon as you stop writing, it cancels out, and you must have to sign up or sign on to the website or something. So we can't write in there, even though that was kind of an interesting prompt. So we're going to do a new prompt. I had an idea where that was going, and the green screen guy probably already talked about that. What a mess this is. Really, you got to wonder, did this guy do any planning? Did this guy do any sort of plotting or any sort of, writing down any notes before recording this video? Or is it all just flying by the seat of his pants? Because really, it seems like he has no idea what he's doing. And honestly, I hope the short story doesn't go well. Now that we've wasted a bunch of time, we're just going to start with that first prompt that we did, but we're going to throw it into this. So we've got 30 minutes on the clock. I don't have a timer. Let's see if I can start a timer. 30-minute timer. Unmuted. Okay, it's going. 29 minutes, 56 seconds. Let's see what we can do. So just to give a quick brief understanding of the mistakes that have happened, website after website, couldn't figure out how to get them to work because, again, this guy didn't do any planning going into this. So by the time he realized, just do a Google Doc and just do that first prompt, this is where we start. So running with the beginning of this story, the initial prompt of the story kind of makes me think, okay, so, 10 years of doing nothing, let's go into something bad happens in sort of a negligence type story. Then I'm thinking kingdom. I'm thinking this is a king who's lax and slack. And I thought right away, we're just describing bad things that are happening. And then the humor just kind of slipped in. And again, when I say in this that it's humorous, I'll say that later on in the video. To me, that just means that it's attempting to be humorous. I'm not actually saying that it's funny because I don't actually know if it comes across as funny. I'm just trying to come at it with a humorous kind of bent to things. So that's kind of what I mean there. You may not see it in the video just because I have things sped up, but I do pause slightly on the name of the main character, Garrow. I wanted to throw something out there. I knew that if I spent too much time on it, that I wouldn't have time for everything else. And so do I necessarily love this? If I was, writing multiple drafts of this, am I changing it? Probably. Does it really fit with the medieval fantasy type story? I don't know. I think it's fine. But I did pause in this longer than I probably should have, even to come up with something as lame as Garrow for the main character. I mentioned this beginning on the Tuesday line, and it's maybe sort of a trademark that I used to have in some of my earlier writing, stuff that wasn't necessarily set in the fantasy world. I think the Tuesday start is an interesting day for some reason. It just kind of grabs me. So if some of those earlier books that I've written ever get published, which they probably won't, you'll see, oh, why does this guy always start his stuff on Tuesdays? Why do Tuesdays have to do anything? I even wrote a novel called 19 Tuesdays. It was a story that was, for people say write what you know. It was way too much what you know. It was just me in the story. And I changed some things to make it a little bit different, but it wasn't very good. And it didn't go very far. And I tried publishing it, and it just no agents liked it, which made sense because it wasn't great. But that's kind of where the Tuesday thing comes from. A little bit of a callback to that for myself only. And I guess now everybody else, because I'm telling everybody else. I have a mountain in here that I named Riven Fell. That is just kind of lame because it's like Rivendell from Lord of the Rings, but I'm also kind of make a joke out of it because Riven Fell has fallen. Again, first draft writing, a little bit of forgiveness. You just, what am I supposed to do? Okay, I got 30 minutes. Come on. Was this just not a good idea in general? Was this just a bad idea, a badly planned, badly thought out idea, a story in 30 minutes? Scraping the barrel? Am I scraping the barrel in the first 8-9 months of this YouTube channel? It's possible. It's very possible. So as we get towards the end of the story, I'm realizing I've got 10 minutes left. I need to wrap this thing up. I'm thinking that this story isn't really a story. It's more of just a parable on what happens when people who are supposed to do something don't do anything. And so the sense of hey, this guy's in charge. He stops being in charge. He stops taking control of the situation. He stops making decisions for things to go a certain way, and things fall apart. People need a leader. People need somebody to look up to. If I don't see the person in charge doing their job, what makes me think I should do my job? That kind of idea. And so that's sort of what we kind of leaned into with the very last page and a half. I don't know that I love it for the story. I think it's fine. I think maybe there's more to the story, and maybe he goes and tries to do something, and then that kind of falls apart, and that's more interesting. And so then ultimately I just end it with him going oh, I should have done something I didn't. Yeah, I'm just going to go back and have my massage, which is basically my version of the Nero playing his violin, his fiddle, or whatever, while Rome burns. Yeah, I don't love it. It's kind of lame. I don't think it's the best story I've ever written. The best 1,300 words that I've written in a half hour, maybe. It's kind of interesting. I think some of the prose are okay. I think some of the humor does land, even if you might not. We can agree to disagree on that. I'm not going to heavily edit it. I'm not going to do too much there. We're just going to throw it out, put it up on the website again, nnshepard.com. That's all this is. If you enjoy it, if you don't, you can listen to this yokel talk in a minute, less than a minute. But that's really all I have for you on the green screen. I enjoyed being here. I thought the green screen was fun again. Hopefully, the third character in this whole thing, the editor, has fun dealing with the greenness of this. But we'll see what happens. All right, that's the end of the timer. 30 minutes. I think I'm going to cheat a little bit and add another sentence in just to finish this off. It's not exactly finished, probably, as far as the story goes. But I think it's interesting. So hopefully you think it's interesting as well. I guess it's humorous. It became very humorous instantly. And it's not really a story. I don't know. I was thinking like mystery, something else like that. But it's just kind of maybe a lesson or something. Trying to be silly, trying to be funny. So we are going to edit it, put the video up, all that stuff. Like I said, go to the website, nnshepard.com. Hope you enjoyed this little process of what I do when I write something like this. And obviously this is a little bit more random. I don't usually do a prompt and then give myself 30 minutes to finish it. We are at 1,300 words. So yeah, like I said, about 1,000 words. Hopefully the green screen guy wasn't too annoying. But anyway, that's where we're at. I should name it. I would say, I don't know what I'll name it. I guess you'll see. I mean, you're going to watch the video and you're going to see what it's named, and then you're going to go to the website. It's all going to be there like that. But anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following along. I've been doing a lot of reading. So I haven't been doing a lot of writing, but I'm doing a lot of reading. And so that has given me some books to review. So hopefully we'll have those coming up soon. I've got the review for Babel that I'm working on. I don't know if it's in frame. It's back there somewhere. But yeah, that's it. I like writing short stories. I don't do it as often maybe as I should because it's nice to just get stuff out there. So 1,300 words in a half an hour, not bad for not having written in a bit. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. If you have any ideas for videos of things I should talk about or stuff I should try to write, let me know in the comments. We will see you in the next video.